I want to do a very quick update on the garden, just because this is kind of how a garden's going to go. I have let some ground cover be on the ground there and over there because it's keeping the soil from drying out completely. It's a little messy looking. Um, Now, I've kept the tomatoes in place, but I'm not going to get a crop from them because every time they come back, the turkeys eat them again. What's doing best in this garden is the cotton and somewhat the cherry tree. These are the small pumpkins. They really, that one next to the big one, they really have done nothing. That one is all weird looking over in the far corner. Now, these three that were up here, there's one there that curves around like that and to the yellow blossom. And here's another one that's curving actually from that corner around here. The original big plant that started where that piece of foil is, all of the leaves have died back to here. And you can see this is all dying back already. This is September, and there's my one pumpkin. So 6 pumpkin plants gave me 1 pumpkin. Thank a farmer today for what they go through. This cotton, this is Pima cotton, has several buds on it that are about to open. This is an Indian cotton, which is about to open from India. And this is, I think it's cotton 247 from MRC seeds. I have 4 of those, and that has buds on it, and one of them, oh, this is this one, which is the Indian. Look at the size of that pod on there. So the cotton is doing the best. I was going to not grow pumpkins anymore because out of 6 plants I got 1 pumpkin. I think it's just going to take more experience and maybe a different variety. I had just come out here with the dog a minute ago and the turkeys were a little bit, I don't know, 20 feet away or so. And these are the calmer 2 females. There are actually 3 big females and some young, and they saw me with the dog, and I wanted to get the dog in the house, but I was out here to build a bird feeder. So it looks like I am now feeding turkeys, and all the food's been disappearing very quickly. And I don't know if they're in cahoots with a squirrel. There seems to be a squirrel that jumps from that little tiny tree right to the right of the air conditioner, hits the bird feeder, the seed goes on the ground. But look at this guy. This guy seems to have an injury. Oh no, it's the color of the feather. They're losing feathers. There are feathers all over the place, so they're molting and they're getting new feathers. This is the closest I've been in a long time, and well, there's 2 reasons for doing this, for feeding them like this. And the poor squirrel is sitting to the right of those turkeys waiting to get the sunflower seeds. Let's see, here he comes. One, I don't want them all to be aggressive or to come after me or the dog. 2, twice now, a couple of the little babies here have actually been making noises at me. Like 2 days ago, I was walking in the front yard, and the little baby, I think it's this little blue-headed one right here, came running over, clucking at me. And so I went in the house and got some seed, and they all ran to the backyard. So I don't know if their food supply has changed or something. I know I've seen them around feeders, but not quite like this. So this is kind of a new development, but we want them to be cohabitating and not aggressive. So when I just filled the feeder, I backed them all off by just being bold and a little arrogant and just telling them to back off. Like this is a adult female that could do a lot of damage to me, and now she's eyeing me. So I'm going to back up. You have to be able to read their behaviors and expect them to attack, I guess. But they've separated into little groups of seed gatherers, and they'll probably clean up everything on the ground, leave the squirrel nothing. And I can't zoom this particular camera very easily, but the poor little squirrel is right beyond my weaving stake there, walking all around these big huge turkeys to try and get some sunflower seeds up on the fence. And that's the culprit that jumps from the tree to the feeder. There's another squirrel over to my right here. It's just a squirrel. These were on my roof last night, and I thought it was more than turkeys that was suddenly on the roof. But they all landed on the roof last night. But in the meantime, so while I'm out here feeding them and avoiding them and tiptoeing around them, I have a video of a garden update I did a few days ago, and I will post that video. My big pumpkin is a very strange looking pumpkin over there in the corner. But I've been very disappointed because out of all the pumpkin plants I've had, I've only got the one pumpkin. I had 6 plants and I ended up with 1 pumpkin. So I was just thinking, I should just take the plants out of the garden because it's so late in the year now. And look what I just found. That is exactly how the other one started. Self-pollinating on the blossom. None of the others have done that. So out of 6 plants and a few months, even if I put them in late, I'm only going to end up with 2 pumpkins. So we'll see how this one does. And I will probably add my original garden update video to the beginning of this. It's almost Thanksgiving.